100 platinums by the end of the year, and if I fail, we'll have to delete my PlayStation account forever, losing all of my saves, memories, and of course, the 75 platinum trophies I already own. And the next game up is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This sequel to Jedi Fallen Order released back in April of 2023, and even though considered great, launched with a ton of performance issues and glitch trophies on PS5. So while that alone would make this platinum a bit tougher, you already know I had to crank it up even more to 11 by playing the game on the hardest difficulty it had to offer, Jedi Grand Master. Unfortunately, this decision would prove to be a disastrous mistake on our journey to get all 54 trophies here, but more on that later. No shot! No shot! No f***ing shot! Does the range increase the longer the fight goes on? The story begins as Cal Kestis is transported to the Senator after being captured moments before off camera. But we quickly realize nothing is as what it seems. Oh!
Yeah. We should die like the rest of your kind, traitor.
Damn! After making quick work of all the stormtroopers, the Senator tries to make a break for it until Cal stops him in his tracks with a shock trap set by BD-1. Unfortunately, everything doesn't go as planned when the ship crashes, resulting in us having to find another way inside. We make our way through Coruscant, clearing out every enemy along the way until Cal gets stuck in another sticky situation.
Got you, traitor.
Oh, that guy was with me the whole time?
What took you so long?
Oh, you know, just hanging out, taking in the sights. Been a while since I was on Coruscant. Thanks, Bode.
Now together again with Bode, we continue pushing through the Imperial forces until reuniting with the rest of Cal's crew along the way, eventually cornering the Senator, but just as we're about to take him in, the unthinkable happens. Oh!
What took you so long? While you've been chasing shadows, I have been...
Oh! Oh, hello.
You have been caught harboring a traitor.
That's insane, bro. From here, we start working our way back up until finding the Inquisitor and taking on our very first major boss fight of the game. Come on, I'm almost there, dude. I could first try this fight, bro. With dual stance equipped, hold triangle to automatically parry most attacks, including projectiles. Hold triangle.
Your death.
What? Respawn just sabotaged me, bro. What the fuck was that? You told me to hold triangle to do what now? Oh. There we go.
Masana!
That's it. Second try, baby.
It's time to set you free.
What a cold line, bro. It's time to set you free. Damn. With the Inquisitor taken care of, we unlocked our first trophy, Rooftop Duel. Later, we caught back up with Bode and Bravo to make our great escape, but sadly, Cal wasn't done losing people just yet.
Shields down. We're almost... Ah!
Bro lost the whole team, dude, or almost the whole team. That's crazy. Now, finally out of Coruscant, we discovered Cal's ship was a little worse for wear. So we headed out to Koboh, where Cal planned to meet up with his old friend from Jedi Fallen Order, Grease, followed by our next trophy, Saw Gerrera. We then proceed to fly down to Koboh and make an emergency crash landing where we have to go the rest of the way on foot. And here is where the real game truly begins, because while making my way back to Grease, I completely scoured the area for every collectible and activity that I could, which will all lead to trophies later in the playthrough, as the biggest grind for this platinum isn't the story or amount of bosses you have to face, but the collectibles you have to find at each and every planet and moon. And believe me when I say there's a lot. While doing all this, I also quickly realized that some of the best moments in the game aren't even in the story, but in random encounters found in the wild, like this one.
Take a look at that view. Is that a giant crater? Wow. I got it so easy. Guard the cliff, crush the locals, look at the scenery. Nobody's getting past me. I wonder if I'll get promoted for doing such a good job. Then I'll get the other droids to guard the cliff. Oh, but then I won't see the scenery. Now that's a dilemma.
Dilemma solved.
Oh, God. Following this bit of comedic relief, I got the first of many miscellaneous combat trophies in the game for killing 3 enemies with 1 explosion. After that, I got a few more miscellaneous trophies, including Can You Pet the Bogling for petting a bogling, Riposte for parrying a force pull resisting enemy, and finally, Hey, Look at Us for equipping a new cosmetic in every one of Cal's slots. We then ran into our next boss fight against the infamous Rancor, which is where the difficulty quickly set in, and I was not ready for this. A f***ing Rancor, bro. No way. Oh, no. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Not looking forward to this. Oh my God. That was fast. Oh my God, dude. No. No. How do you block that? Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
So Grease hears about this.
Picking up the story again, we finally get to Grease's cantina and get stuck in the middle of a bar fight that made its way outside, but we're then introduced to one of the major villains of the game, Rayvis.
We cannot do.
After using Cal's Jedi code against him to get away, we head inside Pyloon's saloon and finally reunite with Greasy Money. And with that done, we got our next trophy, Grab Some Sea, before getting yet another trophy called Cleaning Up for refreshing the refresher. At this point, Cal was obviously drained, so he decided to get some sleep until waking up and talking to Grease yet again. Grease then sends us to the smuggler's tunnels hidden inside this room for a part we need to fix the Mantis. But after going off track for a bit, stumble across our first of many Jedi chambers and meet an old High Republic droid named Z. There, Cal gets a Force vision and learns of a place called Tanalorr from Z's memory banks.
Am I not coming with you?
No. The key to Tanalorr is in that array. If you do not hurry, I fear it will be lost forever.
We then rescue Z by completing the puzzle within this chamber and bring her to the bar to get fixed up. Here, we also find our good pal Bode, who's been looking for us this entire time. Later, we made our long trek back over to the Forest Array in order to help out Z by finishing her mission with hopes of also learning more about this Tanalorr. And along the way, get our next trophy, Mirror Match, for having a confused enemy defeat another enemy of the same type, until reaching a lab where we discover a mysterious person inside of a Bacta tank. Cal then decides to free him and the unexpected happens.
Yes. I am back.
That doesn't sound good. Giving Cal no other choice, we squared up for our next epic boss fight. God damn, bro. I feel like he's just slicing right through my guard. Rest in pepperonis. Did I get it?
I will not be imprisoned again.
Don't tell me there's a second phase.
You dare stand against me?
Stop! I think I beat him. I think I got it. Unless it's another phase, which I hope not. Because I got like one skin left.
Ah, Rayvis. I should have known you would honor your oath.
Wait!
We beat him, baby. Let's go. That was like, what, third try? Man, I thought that was gonna give me a lot more trouble than it did, honestly. With Dagan defeated for the first time, he escapes with the help of Rayvis, but not all is lost as we unlocked yet another trophy. Now, on the way back to the saloon, we unlocked the ability to ride the local Nekos. And I guess at some point I killed one because a short time later, I got the trophy They're Probably Fine on my ship, which is the first of many glitches I'll experience playing this game. Oh my God, what happened to your head? From there, we were off to the planet of Jedha to look for Cere, another Jedi and Cal's mentor from the last game, after Grease agreed to join us once again on this new adventure. And after landing on this brand new planet, I immediately got to work on its collectibles and activities as we made our way to find Cere, later unlocking the trophy Reconnaissance for using BD-1 to investigate a target in the distance. We then reached one of the force tears we needed for the hardest trophy the game has to offer later in the video. And this was an absolute rage-induced gank fight that pushed me over the edge, but at least got me another miscellaneous combat trophy in the process. Moving on from there, Cal's once again cornered by a bunch of stormtroopers until an old friend and love interest comes along to save the day. We take on the rest of the troops here and unlock another 3 trophies, one for reuniting with Merrin, another for executing 10 perfectly timed precision releases, and finally the last one a little bit later for striking down 20 unaware enemies. Later, we made our way back to Cere with Merrin, eventually running into our next boss fight in the process against this gigantic scorpion. And it's here I got another trophy thanks to some help from Merrin's support attacks. Following that, we hopped on a spammel and rode out until the ongoing storm got suddenly worse, causing us to fall off and lose sight of Merrin for a bit. She then found us and we later ran into our next boss fight against a massive ATST. We then decided to camp out for the night as we can feel the love between them began to rekindle. The next morning, we finally made it out to the Jedi Temple, meeting Master Cordova at the door and Cere soon after. After this, we got the trophy among the masters, followed by another fun one where I had to equip Cal with a headband and slice up this training dummy, unlocking the trophy Cobra Cal, before being gifted a blaster from Bode, a weapon that at first I hated because it felt too weak, but would later come in handy for the hardest fights in the game. We were now off to the Shattered Moon to find more research on Tanalorr, and it was business as usual as I found even more collectibles and took on another rage-inducing force tear where I had to fend off 150 enemies.
I need
Oh,
help.
no, you! I didn't know they're gonna start kamikazing on me. What the fuck? Get it off, man. Come on.
Throw it.
Sustaining casualties.
Let's go! Following that, we pushed on through the rest of this moon base until finding the High Republic device we were after for Cordova, later fighting our next major boss of the game. And honestly, this guy was pretty easy as I took him down in a single try, unlocking my favorite stance in Jedi Survivor afterwards, Crossguard. With this extremely powerful Kylo Ren-like stance finally mine, I was also able to get another trophy using it. We later made our return to Koboh for the next chapter in the story, where along the way I got another miscellaneous combat trophy for using the blaster, before stopping to take on what would be one of the hardest bosses in the entire game, and one you might recognize, in a fight that would go on for the next 3 hours, driving me to absolute insanity. What a pain in the dick that was. After finally taking him down, we got a reward, an extremely ugly pink poncho. Great, but hey, at least putting it on got us yet another trophy. And with that, we pushed on through the devastated settlement towards our next objective until getting intercepted by a bounty hunter. We take him out and are then introduced to Cage, where we get our first of many bounty pucks, unlocking the trophy Who Gives a Puck. Then, after solving many puzzles in this area, we took on the next story boss, who was another walk in the park, afterwards finding another device for Master Cordova. Now having everything we needed, it was time to go back to Jedha, where once there, Cal learns that one of the safe houses was being attacked by the Empire. So we head out with Merrin again to stop them. Along the way, running into our first legendary boss, a big-ass golden scorpion. After taking him down, we made our way to the safe house and found Brother Armaias still alive. Sadly, not for too long though. We then made our escape with Marin while getting chased down by this monstrosity, and it ends with one of the coolest moments from the entire story.
Dead end.
We make a stand?
Oh, what is that?
Do you trust me?
Of course. What are you up to?
No time to explain. Do you trust me?
Yes.
Oh! Okay! Okay, Cal! Get it, boy! Damn!
Was that for luck?
No. Hurry.
Ooh!
Jump through, Cal! Now!
Holy shit, bro!
Believe it! Well done!
Bro, this is sick! Oh my god, this is some Avenger shit, bro!
Nowhere left to run!
Then we stand together.
Okay, here we go!
Now or never.
Ah, let's go, dude. With that done, we got our next trophy for the path, followed by the trophy kitted out soon after for customizing our lightsaber, blaster, and of course our little buddy BD1. Before meeting back up with Cordova and learning the devices we found were of no use and completely destroyed. Not all was lost though, as Cordova found something in the archive that could help us, and from there we headed back out to Koboh in hopes of finding another compass. Sadly, once we landed, we got the unsettling news that Z had been captured by Rayvis' Bedlam Raiders, who beat us there to find the compass themselves. With Bode in tow, we immediately headed out to what now became a rescue mission, and once at this new area, got our next trophy. Now this isn't pod racing. Continuing on through this massive level, we took down every enemy, clearing out each area until getting separated from Bode, but were then hunted down by Rayvis in a sequence straight out of a horror movie. After finally making our escape, we got another miscellaneous trophy out of the way, this one called Skywalker for having Cal's feet stay off of any surface for a total of 60 seconds. Later, we ran into a meeting between Dagan and Rayvis where Rayvis tries to warn him about Cal before being sent off to find something on the shattered moon. We then pressed on until finding Z, but got caught by Dagan himself when trying to free her. And just like that, it was time for round 2.
Really?
Fuck me. Okay. This is gonna be a little bit tougher than the first fight, but we got it.
Still standing.
Let's fucking go, baby. Is that it? Is that it? With Dagan defeated once again, he runs off and we get our next trophy out of Bedlam for rescuing Z, before jumping into some escape pods and heading straight for the shattered moons to stop Rayvis. Once there, we made our way through, grabbing another fun trophy along the way, where we have to push some enemies into this big old energy beam, unlocking the trophy appropriately called This Is Canon. Picking up the story again afterwards, we get a flashback revealing the moment Dagan and Centauri's relationship fell apart, as she was the one who sliced his arm off and had him thrown into a bacta tank for over a century. Following that, we located Rayvis, and it was time to put a stop to his plans in a two-faced boss fight that was a massive headache and gave me a lot of trouble. Let's go, baby! First try! First try, baby! Let's go, dude!
I've been waiting for this.
Second phase? No way. Oh, shit. I don't have any health, bro. Oh, dude. No. I knew I was gonna die, but remember, learning is half the battle. So I'm just trying to study his patterns and his moveset. Try to get a better, angle at this. Let's go, baby! Let's go! With Rayvis down and out, we got our next trophy Tanalorr bound, and it was now time to take down Dagan once and for all. As we headed back to Koboh once again, along the way knocking out another Jedi chamber, grabbing even more collectibles, and unlocking another 2 miscellaneous trophies. One for attacking 20 lifted enemies and the other for maxing out 3 different skill trees. A little later, we reached the observatory for our final showdown with the fate of Tanalorr hanging in the balance. Oh man. All right, this is gonna be a little bit tougher than the last fight. You're mine! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's fucking go! That's it, we beat the game. With Dagan finally out of the picture, Tanalorr was ours, so we headed back to Jedha to deliver the compass to Cere and Cordova, as with it we could finally escape the Empire's grasp. The next morning we went to check on Cordova's progress, and it was great news as he was able to fix the compass, and all seemed to be going to plan until this moment where we experienced the ultimate betrayal. What?
Bode. I'm really sorry about this.
No way!
Son. Son, you don't have to do this.
Whoa! Dude! Oh, hell yeah, it gets to ride a speeder. Let's go, dude! Oh man, Cal's for sure gonna go to the dark side over this, bro. The ultimate betrayal. This is crazy, dude. There you go. It's got that stupid jetpack. Oh, you're done for. Take that off. Oh, you're, bro. You're fucked. You're no match for a Jedi, dude. No match.
Why? Why, Bode?
For this!
We fought for that together, and you're just gonna hand it to the Empire?
I'm not giving it to the Empire.
You killed Master Cordova.
Cal, you don't have time for this fight. Something terrible is coming for that archive. Listen to your instincts. You know I'm right.
Huh?
What have you done?
If you want to keep your family safe, you get them out of there. Right now.
What have you done?
What?
You can't be.
Huh?
Only one who survived.
No fucking way, bro. What the fuck? Hold on. I gotta process this. What? He was a secret Jedi the whole fucking time? After Bode makes quick work of us and flees with the compass, Cal gets knocked unconscious. And from here, we pick up the story as Cere as we fight to protect the archive against the Empire, unlocking our next trophy Slam Dunk along the way for slamming 5 enemies at once. After closing off the hidden base with her immense power, Cere then decides to go to the archive and retrieve the contact codes by herself. And I was not prepared for what would happen next. Oh shit! Oh, Cere's. Oh my god! Let's go, baby! Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, you f***ed up. I mean, once we got into this fight with Vader, it was inevitable, right? No way Cere's making it out of that. Damn, bro. At least you got some licks in. Oh man. With Seer now dead and the chapter complete, we unlock the trophy Tragedy, and we're now left without a compass and no way to Tanalorr. But not all hope was lost after Cal remembered Bode had a tracker on him, so we used that to find his location at the Imperial base in Nova Garen. Once there, we snuck onto the base and eventually ran into the man responsible for sending Bode to spy on us in the first place, Denvik. And it's here we start to see Cal slowly descend into the dark side. We then slip into an ICB uniform and we infiltrate the rest of the base until finding Bode's room and eventually his daughter Kata, where after talking to her for a bit are confronted by Bode and learn the truth behind his motivations. After Bode rats us out and breaks our cover, Cal gets completely surrounded, and at this moment he descends into the darkness even more. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my goodness, dude! He's going to the dark side! We later use this new ability a few more times to break out of Nova Garen before running into Denvik yet again, where Marin witnesses firsthand the monster Cal is starting to become. Once back on our ship, we unlock the next trophy at the precipice and headed for Koboh once more to find another way to Tanalorr. There, we left Z to control the alignment center, unlocking yet another story trophy in the process, and got back with Grease to do the impossible by flying directly into Tanalorr, which is something no one has ever done before. After barely making it, we pushed on to find Bode, running into his daughter Kata first until confronting him for the last time. Cal tries talking to him into putting their differences aside, but it's no use. Now realizing we have to put him down for good, the hardest fight in the game up to this point begins.
Oh my god.
This is very, very irritating. This is like controller breaking irritating, dude. With Bode gone, Tanalorr was ours, which meant we could finally get a fresh start. Cal and Marin then decided to take care of Kata, and the following night we laid her father, Seer, and Cordova to rest, setting them ablaze in a funeral pyre and saying goodbye forever. And with that, the story was now complete, unlocking the trophy A Place You Call Home. We now just had a bunch of miscellaneous trophies to hunt, which included bounties, legendary bosses, and the worst of the worst, force tears that would drive me completely mad later in the video. Now, the best way to tackle all of these leftover trophies here was to basically go through each planet one by one, knocking out all the rumors, aka side missions, while grabbing the rest of the collectibles along the way. Doing this allowed me to find enough Jedi scrolls and data discs to trade for 25 different items, unlocking the trophy Greasy Money, along with all 12 fish for the trophy Scuba Diving and every plant seed I needed for the trophy Growth Spurt. We also got our last combat related trophies, which included Han Swolo for defeating 50 enemies under the effect of slow, and Perk of the Job for maxing out all our perk slots. Next, I found all 100 Pyrite shards, which luckily were the only collectibles in the game we had to find every single one of. And doing this allowed me to buy everything at Doma's shop for the trophy Splurgle. While gathering all that up, I also unlocked a few location-based trophies, including It's a Trap for exploring the Fon Kui Caverns, There Is No Try for pulling this droid ship out of the muck, Star Tours for completing all the Jedi chambers, Max Capacity for recruiting every stranger and having a packed cantina, and finally King of the World for reaching the highest point of Harvest Ridge. Next up was a mini game, because after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and both Red Dead games, I'm definitely not sick of those, right? And this one was probably just as annoying because whether you win or lose was all based on 90% luck and 10% skill. I was going at this mode for hours, but after finally mastering each and every round, I got the trophy Gambler. We were now down to the hardest trophies in the game. The first and easiest of the three were the legendary bosses. Now, I did a few already while playing through the story, and by the time I went to clean up the rest, I was so overpowered I breezed right through them. And after taking down the last one, got 2 trophies back to back. Bounties were a little tougher here, but it was more of the same, with only the last 2 really giving me some trouble. But man, were they worth it when we got this insane cameo afterwards. Who's this? No shot, bro. What?
What? Looking slick, buddy.
Cage, it's been a while.
Hey, you two know each other?
We go way back. How about we bringing this Jedi together? Split the bounty right down the middle.
I'm not here for the Jedi.
Oh.
No, it feels good not to be the target for once.
You have no idea how valuable this woman is.
Well, when you put it that way. Listen up! There's two kinds of people in this galaxy. Those with live thermal detonators, and those without. I trust you boys can do the math.
Okay.
Time's up!
Oh my god. Kaji match, we got it. Let's go. The final trophy left to get was brutal and would push me to my absolute limits, as we had to complete every forced tear in the game, ranging from extremely difficult platforming challenges to straight up round-based gank fights. But the last two would almost make me give up on this platinum entirely, where in one fight I had to take on 2 Rancors and the other 2 Ogdo-Bogdos. It was tempting for me to lower the difficulty at this point. I mean, what else did I need to prove? But I made a promise to you guys that I would beat these games on the hardest difficulty or bust. So I pushed on and lost a piece of my soul in the process. Off! The range definitely increases. There's no way. There's no way. Oh my god, bro. Let's go! Okay, one more. Can't choke this. Yes! Yes! Let's fucking go! Woo! Let's go, baby. What? What did I even die to? His tail that didn't move? See? Invisible fucking walls. Respawn, fix your fucking game. What the f? Oh! Let's go. One more. Let's go, baby. Give me that. Woo! Blood, sweat, and tears, and the Jedi Survivor, baby. Let's go. Another platinum done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and leave a like for more. Don't forget to comment down below which game you want to see me platinum next, and be sure to follow me on Twitter to stay in the loop between uploads. I'll catch you all on the next video.